Who is James?
If I was to say something about who is James Williams now, right?
Yeah.
Because ever since I got into AI, I have a very common name, which is just James.
Yeah.
So everybody be like, what is James? James Williams? I'm like, okay, cool. So my name is a brand now. Like,
That's
so
dope. I'm curious, right? How they go from candy to credit repair to AI?
Okay, so now we get into the juicy stuff. So what actually happened with me shifting to credit repair? Before it was credit repair, I was actually doing drop shipping. Then COVID happened.
Okay.
And all my suppliers got shut down. So I was like, oh man, I'm screwed up.
How do you identify the best tool? Tell us more about some of those tools that you would recommend.
I recommend tools based upon the needs of the business. People are just using tools instead of figuring out the process. When you understand the process, the tools become clear. You need to understand your processes, because before I can tell you any type of a tool that's going to work for you, you need to understand what are you already doing so the tool can aid you in the thing.
What are your thoughts on what I'm seeing, especially now, is a lot of people, they're excited about AI and they're just trying to figure out how the hell do I put all this in my business so that I can really 10x this business.
If you really want to 10x your business using AI, the very first thing you need to do is write down every single thing that you're doing on a daily basis. Have all of your employees write down every single thing that you're doing on a daily basis.
If you're a business owner listening to this, what is that one small biz tips you would share with them?
The number one thing I think can change almost anybody's life in business or personal is three simple things: mindset, skill set, and a work habit, right? I believe that mindset, skill set, and a work habit will get you any result that you want. You need the mindset, because if you don't have that, everything, all your efforts is going to be for nothing, because you're going to talk yourself out of it.
How do people get in touch with you? They either want to work with you as a business owner or they want to learn that skill set. Where do they go? What do they do to do that?
It's very simple. So all you have to do is find my Instagram, which is IAMJAMES A. Williams, right? I am James A. Williams. If you want to work with me directly, just send me an inbox. That's probably going to be the best way to contact me, or reach out to me on LinkedIn at James A. Williams.
Any last word for the people?
Absolutely. There has to be a last word. There's always a last word. The last words that I would say to everyone would be belief. There is nothing that's more important than that. With belief, it lets you know that no matter what you're going through, you're going to make it out. The amount of times that I have been homeless, I never say hopeless.
Hello everyone, welcome to Small Biz Tips. Guys, we're back. And guess what? I have a really good friend of mine here today. James, what's up, bro?
What's going on with you, brother?
I am fantastic. Thank you for coming in, man. I appreciate you being here. When I met you, you had such like an amazing story. I think the world needs to know more about it, especially our community of entrepreneurs. But I also know you're the AI guru. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that too. So, but to get the ball rolling, who is James?
So that's something that I'm constantly redefining, right? Who exactly is James? I've been thinking about this a whole lot as of recently, especially since the shifts in my life has changed so much.
Okay.
So, as you know, before I was doing anything inside of AI, I was actually inside of the credit repair and funding industry, right?
Yep, I remember.
And everything in my life and business shifted instantly the moment I got into AI. So now I can do things that I couldn't do before. And if I was to say something about who is James Williams now, right?
Yeah.
Because ever since I got into AI, I have a very common name, which is just James.
Yeah.
So everybody be like, what is James? James Williams? I'm like, okay, cool. So my name is a brand now. Like,
That's dope.
So James Williams is a person who is constantly redefining himself for growth. If I was to sum it up into one thing, that would be what it is.
Let's go back, right? Because before you were James Williams, James Williams, tell us more about, how'd you get into all this? What's your story? Like, let's go back, how'd you even decided to be an entrepreneur?
Oh, okay, you going way back.
Yeah, I want to go way back, man.
You going way back. So I remember wanting to be an entrepreneur even as a kid, man.
Really?
Yeah, so I realized at a very, very young age that this job stuff wasn't going to be the thing for me. Because when I was younger, I actually wanted to get a job. I wanted to get a job so bad because I wanted to help my mom out with the bills.
Yeah.
But what actually ended up happening was I tried to go get a job, but they told me I was too young.
Wait,
So
how old were you?
I was like 14 at the time.
What?
Yeah, so back then you had to get like this pink slip from the
Oh,
school,
yeah, that's
and
right. I
then you get
remember
it
that.
signed. And yeah, so I went through this process, and I'm like, well, no, I need to find a way to actually go get some money. So the first way was the streets, but I'm like, we ain't gotta get into that though. We're gonna go into the shift to when I started selling candy inside of school.
Okay.
So it actually started because it was one day me and my father had went to the store, and they had some M&Ms that was on sale. The family size. I love M&Ms. Like chocolate is my thing. So we go in there, and I grab like 6 packs of M&Ms. It's like it cost $3. It was my last $3, but I'm like, hey, we finna go to school tomorrow,
Hey,
and
why
like we finna
not?
tear this up. Second hour, Senior Greco's class.
Okay.
Senior Greco was telling us about Spanish. I wasn't all that interested. So I'm sneaking candy out of the cargo pocket, and I'm eating some.
Yeah.
The guy next to me said, hey, James, let me get some. Now me, I'm like, new.
You really said that? Bro. That's
So he said, bro, I'll buy them from you. I'm like,
Okay.
how much you got? He said $1. In my head, I'm like, I paid 50 cents for this. And then it trickled down.
Started.
I went back the next day, got some more, because everybody, as soon as he said it, everybody asked me where he got it from. He said,
So wait,
James.
instead y'all paying attention to the teacher, y'all was selling candy.
I was selling candy. I was selling candy. And so I took the same skills that I learned from the streets and put it into the candy thing. So I'm like, well, I can't be in every classroom every time. So I employ people, because people was like, hey, well, I want to sell the candy too. So I'm like,
What?
okay, cool. So it got so crazy. Like, I bought my first car off selling candy before. Like, it took only maybe less than a year.
That's
So-
amazing.
Yeah, it's a wild story. I had people selling candy for me at different schools. I'm riding a bike I'm waking up at like 3, 4 in the morning, riding a bike, dropping off duffel bags to my homeboys that went to different schools. Cause I'm like, all right, cool. I understand the game, but now we just doing it with candy.
Wow,
and
leverage.
Like, yes, 100%.
That's amazing. So you were able to build a whole business by just leveraging other kids.
Yeah.
Like what came to mind when we were like, okay, I want to do this? I mean, was it like, because you mentioned you were in the streets, was it like you saw how the model work in the streets, like, oh, I can apply the same thing here? Or what made you say, you know what, I need to hire this person, I need to hire this person? How did you go about even picking who you wanted to hire at that age?
Well, to be honest with you, I was around the street life my whole life. Yeah, my like everybody in my household.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about all the way up to grandma. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it was crazy. Like,
So you were being groomed as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so like it's crazy because like nowadays people would never guess the background I actually come from because of how I look now and different things like that. But no, my upbringing was crazy, bro. And like I said, everybody, mom, dad, grandma, all them, I'm watching like pounds of stuff come into the house. Like it's crazy. And the thing that actually made me shift to candy was because I was selling stuff inside of the school, and I'm actually at cavity search in the 8th grade. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good on that. Like, I'm straight. So I switched over to candy. And even when I was younger and they was talking about what's your dream job, I never had one. It never was a thing. Yeah, never was a thing.
I'm curious, right? How did it go from candy to credit repair to AI?
Okay, so now we get into the juicy stuff. So what actually happened with me shifting to credit repair? Before it was credit repair, I was actually doing drop shipping. Then COVID happened.
Okay.
And all my suppliers got shut down.
Ooh, I remember
So
that.
yeah, so I was like, oh man, I'm screwed up. So after a certain amount of time, I had a girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
Me and that girlfriend broke up. I saved that story for another time.
Yeah, we're having a whole nother podcast on that one.
But I'll tell you this, me and the girl broke up. After we broke up, I lost the house, right?
Oh, wow.
She slandered all my business efforts by going online and slandering my name.
Dang.
After that happened, I was taking all my stuff to a storage unit, right? Because I mean, I was like, it is what it is. I still planned on getting back with the girl at that time. It didn't happen. But I got into a car accident. Car accident gave me sciatic nerve damage. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair for a while.
Wow.
I ended up homeless because I lost the girl, I lost the car, I lost the house, and I lost my job because I had the sciatic nerve damage.
Oh my God.
And the only thing that brought me back was having good credit. That was the only thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So I took the good credit I had at 804, right?
Yeah.
And I already knew how to build up my profile properly.
How did you learn that?
Recession proof. Recession proof.
Yes,
100%.
that community. I love recession proof.
So what actually happened was after everything broke down for me, I was able to go get credit cards with 0% interest, right?
Yeah.
I was able to go get a car loan with no proof of income, no money down, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, like, I was in a bad situation. I'm like, if it wasn't for the credit, I would have went back to the streets, right?
Wow.
And how I actually got back on my feet from there was the credit cards that I had. I had a supplier who sold colognes and stuff like that, and I took back what I knew. Back to dang, that's crazy how everything come back full circle. Everything that I did beforehand, right?
Yeah.
The candy and everything like that. I took that same concept and I grabbed a bunch of stuff and I went inside of a tropical smoothie every single day on Wayne Road it's close to Detroit, Michigan. It's outside of Detroit. It's technically in Wayne, Michigan. And I sat in that tropical smoothie and I sold colognes every day. I'm making like $1,000 a day selling colognes.
Selling colognes.
Yeah, because I'm like, I got to get to it. Like I
love the hustle. So basically, what I'm hearing is, with all that craziness that happened, you leverage your credit to get a new car so you can get back on your feet. You leverage your credit to connect with your old supplier and get the colognes and say, yo, I'm about to build this thing back up.
Yeah.
And start selling colognes in the back of your car.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love it. What happened next?
So what happened next? So this is when I started to discover certain other things when it comes to like applying for housing.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're like, well, you need to. I normally still kept a job even when I was running a credit repair business or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And the thing that happened this time was people was like, well, where's the check stuff? Where's the check stuff? I'm like, damn, I don't have it. They're like, where's your bank statements? I'm collecting cash. Like, I ain't got that stuff, right? And I even offered some of the places to pay for the full year. I'm like, I have the money. Like, I'll give it to you. And they're like, nah. I'm like, okay, cool. I found one place that took a chance on me with the bank statements. Okay. And they see how much money. They're like, oh, yeah, come on, you good.
How are you making money?
I had to strategically think, how can I place money in the account to show it? Because normally I would just cash heavy. Yeah. Right? So I'm like, I knew later on I ended up getting my real estate license. So I knew that they're like, okay, sometimes the cash has to season. So they're going to ask for 3 months. So I'm like, let me just start putting it in there consistently.
3 months ahead. To show that history.
And let it sit.
Gotcha.
So get into that. I finally get into another place. And this place, it actually was the place that I lived in back when I first was inside of college. Oh, wow. And the thing that was crazy about all of this stuff was that this was when everything shifted. It was something that I heard from Dr. Eric Thomas. He said you got to be willing at any moment. You have to be willing at any moment to sacrifice everything you are for everything you could be. Wow. And I had just got back to the point where I was living decent. I was comfortable and things like that. And I came down to Atlanta and at this event called The Forum with him 500 of them, right?
Yeah, I remember that one. 2022, I think, around there.
No, it's like 24, I think.
Okay, so you went to the most recent one.
Yeah, so this is when everything shifted because I was talking to some people there and I was asking like, what's the difference between like being in Atlanta doing what you do versus being where you're from? You know what I'm saying? So I ran into a couple of people, some people from Chicago, other people that was from like Detroit that came down here, other people that was from all around. They all came to Atlanta. I'm like, what is happening down here?
Why all these people moving down there? I mean, shit, I'm from Jersey down here. So.
So like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, outside of, you know what I'm saying, the weather, because it get cold in Detroit. People was telling me like, you around these different rooms all the time. And I said, so I've been thinking about moving. They said, it's mandatory. I said, mandatory? He said, mandatory. 11 days later, I packed all of my stuff and came down here to Atlanta.
Let's go.
Drove the whole 12 hours. Bro. Yeah, like instantly. Like I packed all my stuff, came straight down here. When I came down here, I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to get it out the mud because I don't have no connections down here. I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
And I actually was homeless.
Again.
Yes. Yeah, I was homeless.
Wow.
Again. And I tried to put myself inside of a storage unit that wasn't ready for me at the time. And I was trying to get 24-hour access because some things that I learned from the last time being homeless, you can get the 24-hour access if you have a business account because they know that people be trying to stay inside of them. I was already ahead of the game, so I had the EIN and everything like that ready. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me say I'm going to get a business account so I can get the 24-hour access so I can actually sleep inside of the storage unit and put my stuff inside of there 24 hours and never have to lose access to my things. Yeah. Right? In the mornings, what I'm doing is I'm inside of the Planet Fitness. So I'm showering at. I'm eating a continental breakfast at the hotels, even though I didn't stay there because they don't never check. So people don't know the story of what I actually went through before I got into this space. Now, I started getting inside of the credit repair space, and things started to slowly shift. I was making money, but I was still. So a lot of people didn't know this either. During the time that I was homeless, I was still paying bills for my mom back at the crib. Wow. Right. So people like, well, I thought you was getting money. I'm like, yeah, but I'm
Yeah, you still got to
I'm
support
still
the
doing
family.
stuff.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So what actually ended up happening, we go back to the beginning. Before I got into anything AI, and I was doing the credit repair and funding, everything in my life and business shifted instantly once I discovered AI. Because AI solves the one thing instantly
Yeah.
that most people have a problem with, and that's consistency.
Okay.
Right?
Tell me more.
So I went into mentorship after mentorship after mentorship after mastermind after course after class to understand this thing called content.
Yeah.
Right? And one thing that I noticed is people were not better at me at what I did. They was more visible. It wasn't about my ability. It was about my visibility. Some people had more visibility than I had.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out, well, what's the thing that I need to do to fix this?
Yeah. Because visibility create more attention, and more attention create more opportunities.
Exactly. So I did the whole thing of getting a bunch of outfits, batch shooting content, all these things like that. And I started to think to myself, like, man, when did I get into business to become a content creator? And I'm like, nah, there's got to be another way to do this. So that's when I started digging into AI. Originally, when I got into AI, all I was doing was creating like the AI videos.
Okay.
That was it. Because my whole goal was to show up more often with less effort.
Yeah.
Right? And still produce the same results.
So I want to go deeper here. When you said show up less but more often and produce the same result, what are we talking about? You using AI to put out 1, 2, 3 video a day, or what does that look like tactically?
As many as you want. Okay. So my whole goal was to do promotion with the AI videos. Okay. And the moment that I did it, right, I had no interest in selling to other people, none of those things.
Yeah.
I did it for me. And the moment that I post a video about the credit repair with the AI stuff, my inbox flooded. And I'm saying like, oh man, the credit repair stuff is about to pop off right now. Like, it's that time. And I'm getting inbox at the inbox at the inbox at the inbox. And every single person, I copied and pasted a message. Hey, how you doing? How's your credit score? Hey, how's you doing? How's your credit score? Hey, how's you doing? How's your credit score? And almost every single person said, hey, I need your help. But not with the credit, with the videos. And that's when I realized I'm not the only person who's struggling with the content thing and the visibility.
Yes.
So then that's when I started to target more people who was already running ads, because that makes it even more effective. You can make this piece of content, let it run for about 3 weeks or whatever it is, because what we found out is if you got better creatives on your ads, it lowers your cost per click, it lowers your cost per lead, it lowers a lot of things because you got better creatives. And most people don't want to get in front of the camera.
Yes.
I solved that problem.
I love it.
Yes.
I have so many questions for you. So I'm thinking, as a small business owner, like you mentioned, I don't have time, right? I want to focus on running the business. And sometimes putting out content can take forever. So are you going to that business owner and say, hey, listen, you know, I don't need you to do anything. Just give me a picture and then I'll take care of everything? Or how does, like, I want to kind of hear like the tactical side of it.
Okay, so this actually happened with me and a client the other day. Okay. It was a new person who was coming in. They was, they inquired about the services. Yep. And the very first thing that I'm doing is making sure that you have all of the business things that you need already in alignment, right? Because I need to understand your business. Do you understand your competition? Do you know who your competition is? If not, I'm doing a SWOT analysis for you.
Gotcha.
Right? Because we need to understand who's the competition, what's working for them, and why are you not doing it already?
Gotcha.
Once we figure that out, then we can start to craft the message. We want to get into the psychology of the person's mind, right? Yeah. For every single client that I'm working with, we need to understand who is your customer avatar and what are they thinking? Okay. Where do they hang out? Okay. What type of TV shows do they watch? Okay. We need to understand all these things so we can put messaging inside of their head, right? So you're familiar with NLP?
Yeah.
Yeah, neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah. So we need to understand what words is going to trigger inside of their mind to make them buy. Okay. Right? Once we figure that out, then we can start crafting the scripts, how we need to craft them. Gotcha. Once the scripts are crafted, then we can get into like the video production and then start putting them out there, and preferably with ads so you can reach more people, because some people don't have a big following. Yeah. And that will be able to change the game for them.
So I love this. Can you share some stories of clients you work with? What happened before they start working with you and what happened now?
So I can give one story. Yes. A lot of times I keep people's names confidential.
Yeah, of course, no name.
So
just,
yes. So one client who I was working with, they was kind of seeing on average 2-3% on like the ROAS, right?
Okay. What's a ROAS?
Return on ad spend. Okay. Right.
So basically, you send up videos for them to run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and so forth. When they put $1 in, they'll get $2 out.
Yes,
Got
right.
it. Okay.
So one of the highest at first, the highest that I seen was a 7 on
Okay.
the ROAS,
So
which
they're
means you put
putting
in
$1 in to make $7.
7 out. Yes, right. The highest I've seen so far is 12.2.
Wow. So they put $1 in to make $12 back.
Yes.
That's like
this
that's
is
printing
insane.
money.
Yes.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Wow.
So
How long did it take to do that?
it was about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
So did you kind of like, once you went through the whole process with them, you're like, hey, here is 25 new videos leveraging AI. Let's test these out, and then things will start changing for them right there and then.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Wow.
pretty much how it works. Because you got to think, most people, let's be honest, most people creative suck.
Yeah.
Most people don't know how to create content. They don't understand NLP. They don't understand script writing. And now everybody's using the same thing from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And saying, yeah, there's no fluff. And like, it's the same stuff over and over and over again. So another thing, a lot of people don't know this about my background. I used to act as well. I used to act and direct.
Okay.
So because of that, I'm thinking of different things that other people may not be thinking of.
Gotcha. So you're thinking like a director.
Yeah, I'm like, what does the scene look like? Not just,
Yeah.
okay, what am I going to say inside the script? Once we get the script, what does the scene look like? What does the music have to be? All these little minute details
Yeah.
go into if a person decides to buy or not.
Wow. Wow. All right. If I'm a business owner, I'm listening to that. I'm like, yo, I need to hire this dude ASAP. So, what are some like tools that, like, you know, because there's a bunch of AI tools out there right now. It's like
Yes.
a gazillion of them. And business owners, I know for me and others, we can get like, we feel like, oh, this is overwhelming. How do you identify the best tools? We're like, you know what, we're just going to use ChatGPT and Cloud and call it a day. Like, tell us more about some of those tools that you would recommend.
So I recommend tools based upon the needs of the business. So I think a lot of people just go in there like, okay, cool. How do we solve marketing? What's the best tool for marketing? I'm like, well, what's your process for marketing? People are just using tools instead of figuring out the process. When you understand the process, the tools become clear, right?
Yes.
I think most people, most business owners, right? And in fact, this is something that I told one of my clients literally yesterday. Literally yesterday, we was on the phone. And I was like, well, before we get started, you need to understand your processes. Because before I can tell you any type of a tool that's going to work for you, you need to understand what are you already doing so the tool can aid you in the thing. If you don't have the process, marketing is not just a thing that you do.
Yeah.
Marketing is a process.
Yeah.
Are you script writing? What are your brand colors? What are these different things? There's so many different components to the marketing that you can't just say, what's this one tool? Now, if you want to do something for script writing, right, or coding, I would say use Claude. If you're looking something for research, I'll use more Perplexity, right? If you're looking something for video, now we get into a whole other aspect. What are you using the video for? If you want more just talking head things, I would say use HeyGen. If you're talking more dynamic movement, I'll say use Kling, right? So there's a lot of different things. It just depends on what the use case is and what's your process.
Dynamic movement. What do you mean by that?
If you want somebody to be dancing, you want it to look very fluent, use Kling.
Kling. Spell that Kling?
Yeah, Kling. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Wow, I never heard that too.
Yeah, so I know a lot of them, man. Like it's just, it's so many. That's why I'm like, it depends.
Gotcha.
Because I think a lot of people can just give out random tools just because they don't know that many.
Gotcha. So I want to go further with that. When it comes to a business, right? Nowadays, you can, you have some of our colleagues that use AI agents as part of the team. What are your thoughts on, as a business girl, let's say a business, they're small, they're doing maybe $100K a year, and they're like, okay, I want to get to $1 million this year, and I want to use AI in my business. I want to put AI in operation. I want to put AI in marketing. My process is this. Like, what would you say to them? Because what I'm seeing, especially now, is a lot of people, they're excited about AI, and they're just trying to figure out, how the hell do I put all this in my business so that I can really 10x this business?
If you really want to 10x your business using AI, the very first thing you need to do is write down every single thing that you're doing on a daily basis. Have all of your employees write down every single thing that you're doing on a daily basis. What does all those processes look like and put it inside of a spreadsheet on what you're doing and how you do it.
Okay.
The reason that you do it is because when you start getting into AI agents, you can actually give the spreadsheet to the agent and it can learn how to actually use it.
Gotcha.
If it learns how to use it, then now you can start replacing or having people oversee it, right? Or you can hire less employees and still get the same amount of work done.
Yeah.
But the thing is, AI is like a child. If you do not give it certain information, it don't know.
Okay.
It doesn't know. You have to train it.
Yeah.
And what are you training? That's why I'm telling people it's so important to write down each and every step. Each and every step. Like, I'm talking about like to the minute detail.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What are you doing when you first wake up? Are you writing emails? Okay, cool. What are these emails doing? What is your process for checking emails? Are you looking through them and picking which ones you're going to get through? Are you going through every single one inside of the inbox? Are they labeled? Are they inside of folders? Okay, well, how are you going about replying to them? Are you reading them and then you got to go check something inside of the notes?
Wow.
You know, like everything,
Does
all these little things.
documentation. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I see it. I see what you're saying.
So after you do all those things, that's when you can start getting into, okay, what's the AI tools that I need? Because when everything is written down in the SOP form, you understand what needs to happen.
Yeah.
Once you understand what needs to happen, like I said before, it's easier to pick your tools when you know your process. If you don't know your process, you're going to think any tool is the best one.
And then you're gonna waste a lot of time, a lot of money. I mean, I read something. This company, they put like a $800,000 AI strategy, and then they hired this guy. They're like, yeah, here's our strategy, execute. He came back and said, nah, you don't need any of this. You just need these 3 tools, and literally saved them $600,000.
Yeah.
You know, because they're like, oh, I think sometimes we make things more complex than what they are. So I'm curious, right? Because your business been growing by leaps and bounds from what I've been seeing and hearing. How do you tell us about your business model? How is that structured? You know, do you structure it where you just focus solely on business owners? Or how do you structure your business for it to keep growing so fast?
So there's 2 components, right?
Okay.
The first component is me doing the fulfillment for other people, right?
Gotcha.
They want ads. They don't want to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
I do it for them.
Gotcha.
The other aspect of the business, right? And I can go deeper into this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because once we start creating the videos, then we start figuring out where else can you integrate AI inside of your business.
Got it.
And that's when we start building things in there. It's like top of funnel is let's just get the marketing stuff going. But I'm doing a SWOT analysis on your business for a reason.
Yeah.
So my goal is to help. Because here's the thing. You're not going to be upset about paying me more money if I make you more money.
100%.
Easy work.
Yeah.
Now, the other aspect of the business is the educational side, right? So a long time ago, I had to study McDonald's and understanding how McDonald's actually operate, because they don't have the best burgers in the world, but they probably sell more than anybody else, right? If that's the case, well, what are they doing? How are they doing it? It's the franchise model.
Yeah.
Now, though I don't run a franchise, I run an educational business, right? Where I come in and people will join the community and I'll teach them how to do the AI videos the same way that I do it.
Gotcha.
Now, the other reason I'm doing this is because it's like a mini franchise. Sometimes I get so much workload that I can't handle it all, so I can pass it along to the people and they can get a part of the money just because they're inside of the community.
Yeah.
And they learn from me, so I'm like, you're already vetted. I'm like, okay, cool. You got to get the James stamp of approval so I know that your work and your quality is up there.
Gotcha. So got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even right now, I just started a new training on the 1st. So on the 1st, there's a new group of people. So every month I have people come in and I start teaching them, like, here's how you run the AI videos. And they have the option to stay and go and be a part of the community, or they have the option to go out and just give you everything that you need, how to find the clients, everything like that. They have the freedom to go ahead and just go and spread their wings.
I like that model because it's like, you have, I guess, in my opinion, from being in business, I noticed a lot of business owners, especially service-based business owners, sometimes their growth doesn't move as fast because they're constrained for either cash flow, right? They're just running the business, the service side, while I think the educational side can be super scalable. Some people might say, hey, why are you building your own competitor? But in your case, they're actually helping you because you're able to do a revenue share and you're able to grow faster, right? How have you been marketing that side of the business? What have you been doing to kind of bring those core together every month?
So honestly, I do webinars every week.
Tell me about that.
So
I hear
yeah,
webinars all the time,
yeah.
but tell
So
me how you doing it. What's working? What's not working?
so with the webinars that I've been doing every week, sometimes I do them like 3, 4 times a week, right?
Really?
Yeah, because I told you this changed everything in my life and business instantly. To give you some more context, I was on the verge of getting evicted out of my last place and
Wow.
jumping into AI within maybe like 10 days, right? I was up 20,000, and in less than 60 days, I was up over
Let's
$100,000,
go.
right? So in less than 60 days, I made over 100. And I thought about the times that I've been homeless in my life. Bro,
Yeah.
you know what this can do for somebody?
Yeah.
I was like, it would be selfish of me to keep this to myself.
100%.
So originally, I just started just teaching the classes for free. Like it was already just a class. Because I just wanted people to know. I just
Yeah.
wanted, and I couldn't give them every single thing because I'm like, I just spent a lot of money to learn the stuff that I
Yeah,
learned.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all enough to go out there and start being able to implement because it changed everything in my life. It changed
Yeah.
everything. So after that happened, everybody starts saying like, when you gonna start a class, a mastermind or something? I'm like, I'm like, if the people want it, I create it, and I created it, and it. Whew.
Wow. So literally once or twice a week, you have webinars. People jump on, you teach them something. You say, hey, I have this court coming in next month. And then they'll jump on, they'll go through that cohort, they'll learn what you know, and now they become part of the community. So as you get these clients coming in, you're like, I can't handle everything. Let me kind of distribute. And you growing, they're growing, and the business keep growing. I love it. What's your vision like? Matter of fact, what's your top priorities for this year? Like your top 2 priorities?
Top 2 priorities, I would say, we talking business or personal?
Both.
Okay, so for business, it would be definitely to grow the community way more. And instead of me having to hire more people, I can just have a bunch of people on like 1099, or we can do like business contracts or whatever we need to do, and bring in more people that needs the videos, and have a full agency of people who I've trained
Gotcha.
to go out there and do the fulfillment of the work. Because my whole thing, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
My biggest goal was to be lazy. I promise you. My biggest goal
Every
was
entrepreneur's goal.
it's crazy. As much as I work, my biggest goal is to be lazy. So I've been working very hard to figure out, well, how can I learn to more so manage people? Because a book that you put me on with the rocket fuel,
Yeah.
yeah, that book was crazy. Understanding like, all right, I know that I'm more of a visionary than somebody who's going to be the implementator, right? And I know that I can train up a bunch of implementators, and I got a good sprint going for me. I can sprint.
Yeah.
I'm not a marathon runner, and I know that. But knowing that is very, very key. So biggest goals for me this year is getting systems in place and bringing in more people so that they can get funneled through that system.
Gotcha.
And I can learn to kick back and scale up and focus on building the business instead of just being inside of the business. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And personal.
Personal. Honestly, bro, personal, my goal is to build better relationships.
Okay.
Better relationships with the people inside of my life in general, because there was a time period where I was just grind. And I'm noticing now that I've grinded so much, I left so many people behind. Not like in a bad way, but I noticed that I'm in this between point where I don't think I'm quite as rich as the people that I want to be around. But I'm also not where I used to be with the old homies either. So it's a very lonely middle road where you're by yourself until you get to a certain point.
Yeah.
Right. And personally, I want to build more relationships on where I'm at. So the people that I'm around now, you know what I'm saying, the 7-figure, 8-figure people that I'm with, we can go to 9 or so together and start building up 6, 7, 8-figure people. I want to get us to 9, but I need that core group of people who are already on that level of business so that we can just go straight to the moon with it and have like crazy life.
I love it. I love it. So if you're business owner listening to this, what is that one small biz tips you would share with them, you know, that you think can benefit them?
The number one thing I think can change almost anybody's life in business or personal is 3 simple things.
Okay.
Mindset, skill set, and a work habit.
Okay.
Right?
Go into details.
I believe that mindset, skill set, and a work habit will get you any result that you want. You need the mindset because if you don't have that, everything, all your efforts is going to be for nothing because you're going to talk yourself out of it, right?
Yeah.
I know you probably heard the saying that the enemy is the inner me.
Yep, 100%.
You need to get the enemy out. One thing that I do every single day, right? And I also tell this to the people that I'm coaching on the videos. I tell them every single day there's going to be people who's going to be pulling from you. People don't realize that your phone is a public display of other people's priority on your life. Every single day, they're going to be text messages that's going to ask you for this. Email is going to say for that. You're going to get a text message from Fashion Nova. Hey, we got a sale, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's constantly pulling, but where are you pouring into yourself before you're pouring into everyone else, right? So the mindset is the very, very key thing, right? The skill set. The skill set is what I teach everybody inside of my community, the AI video stuff. So it doesn't matter what your skill is, but you need to have a skill.
Yeah.
Because you can have all the mindset in the world, you can be a motivational speaker and things like that, but even being a motivational speaker still requires skill.
Yeah.
No matter how much mindset that you have, if you don't have the skill set to match it, you have nothing to give to other people, right? And then the last thing is a work habit, because even if you got the mindset and you got the skill set, if there's no work habit, there's no results, right?
Taking action.
You need all three of them. You can't have one without the other. If you got the skill set and the work habit with no mindset, you talk yourself out of it. If you get the mindset and the work habit and no skill, nobody's going to hire you. Like, you start to see that every single last one of those things are very, very important. Those will be the three keys that I believe someone needs to be successful in life or business.
Wow. So how do people get in touch with you? They either want to work with you as a business owner or they want to learn that skill set. Where do they go? What do they do to do that?
It's very simple. So all you have to do is find my Instagram, which is IAMJAMES A Williams, right? I am James A Williams. If you want to learn the actual skill and get into one of my webinars, you can comment the word AI under any one of my posts, and I'll send you a link to whenever my next class is. If you want to work with me directly, just send me an inbox. That's probably going to be the best way to contact me, or reach out to me on LinkedIn at James A Williams.
Fantastic. Any last word for the people?
Absolutely. There has to be a last word. There's always a last word. The last words that I would say to everyone would be belief. There is nothing that's more important than that. You must know that no matter where you are in your life, the time when I was homeless, and I'm going to say belief and resourcefulness. Because with belief, it lets you know that no matter what you're going through, you're going to make it out. The amount of times
it has to work.
it has to work or it has to work. The amount of times that I have been homeless, I never say hopeless because I never was hopeless. I was always optimistic. Like, man, I even have a video of me walking through the streets with a trash bag of all my stuff one day. And I said, one day this going to make a really good book. That was my mindset back then. That was over 10 years ago, right? And I think about those things. And then I also say resourcefulness. It's not always about lack of resources, right? Sometimes it's about a lack of resourcefulness. And I give you this quick story. When I was younger, growing up inside of Detroit, we were pretty poor, right? Which is the reason why I wanted to find jobs and do other things to find some ways to make some money. And what happened was, it was a time where all the lights and everything like that got cut off inside of the house. And I was getting ready to go to school. The water was shut off too. So what I was doing was I was actually washing up in the sink during the breakfast time upstairs, right? Like, boom, quick hot one, right? And I stepped outside in a puddle because it was snowing, but it was starting to melt. And I was like, wait a minute, snow is water. I went back, grabbed a pot from out of the house, put a bunch of snow inside of the pot, ran upstairs, turned on the stove, realized the stove didn't work, but I could smell the gas. I'm like, oh, wait, the electricity's out, but the gas still on. Because in Michigan, they got this rule they can't turn the gas off in the wintertime because people freeze to death. So I took my mom's lighter, fire came, melted the snow, and that's how we actually end up getting steam heat inside of the house, cooking food, washing up, all those things. Sometimes it's not about a lack of resources, it's about a lack of resourcefulness, and the same thing applies to business.
Woo! This was fantastic, bro. Thank you for jumping, guys. Check out James. That's my guy, as you can see. Super knowledgeable. And thank you again for jumping on today, man. This was awesome.
Appreciate you, man.